Mike, it is great to meet you in person, and I'm glad that you're able to be here for Project Voice. And prior to the event, I noticed that you had an audience out here in the hallway. And I'm curious about why your subject matter is so appealing to conversational AI and Project Voice.
Yeah. Modulate's focus is on understanding how human beings actually talk to each other. I think that's a subject that's very appealing to a lot of people in this space right now. Everyone is excited about using AIs to talk to us, but we're also already fatigued at talking to AIs. We want them to understand us the way we're used to speaking, not having to constantly contort ourselves to make ourselves understood. I think that's resonating with a lot of people here at the conference.
Awesome. I'm also curious to know what trends you're seeing in this space, and can you tell us a little bit more about Modulate, where you see it going in reference to your brand?
Yeah. Modulate's focus is on understanding voice, as I was just alluding to. We actually got started in the online gaming space. So we work with Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, a number of these major games to understand hundreds of millions of gamer chats and recognize the difference between friendly trash talk and actual hostility. And that got us very, very good at understanding these emotional nuances. So now as we're working in places like customer support, we're helping with things like preventing fraud, recognizing when a user is frustrated and needs additional support, or even recognizing that an agent is really fatigued after a difficult call and maybe needs a break. So that's our focus, and I think it aligns well with the trends we're seeing in the industry. Again, everyone is moving towards how can I automate more of these calls? But if you work in this space, you appreciate how important it is for the call to actually feel good to the customer. So everyone is trying to figure out what does an automation strategy look like that still makes the customers feel heard and appreciated and actually solves their problem. And it turns out in order to do that, you can't just use transcriptions and LLMs. You need something that hears the frustration, that hears the urgency, that can respond to it appropriately and recognize it and not fall victim to fraud. Because that's the other side, that if you're a more primitive AI system, it's very easy to dupe it into trying to be helpful in a way that gets you into trouble.
That's really interesting to see the nuances. How do you train for the emotionalness and recognizing it? Is a lilt? Is it positive?
Exactly, yeah. So there's a ton of hidden nuances. Modulate's AI system, Velma, actually uses over 100 different models to analyze different aspects of voice. So that's everything from, of course, what you're saying, to the emotion and intonation, the pace, pregnant pauses, even things about your sort of affect and your pitch and your what's called timbre, the sound of your voice. And that can tell us things like, is this actually an artificial voice? It can tell us, is this someone underage who maybe needs to be catered to in a very different way? Or is this someone much older who also needs a different kind of support? It can recognize these kinds of frustration and even sort of cultural conflict. We've had cases where a call center agent, both human and AI, simply didn't understand the cultural nuance of how a customer was raising their concern and sort of under-prioritize that compared to the customer trying to make it clear that they were really very frustrated and very likely to churn. So being able to help connect those dots ultimately just means your brand, whoever is trying to offer this support, is now able to offer sort of more effective support that more directly connects with the needs of their customers.
Well, that's exciting. And thanks for sharing the space that you're in conversational AI. And I can't wait to see where this takes us going into the future, especially at the end of this conference. It's going to be an exciting time for all of us that are studying what's going on in the space. Cheering for you.
Thank you very much. It will be a few days full of innovation here,
Yes.
so I'm excited to continue it going.
Our team.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.